lots of you will remember that we read this story, which is this traditional tale of the three little pigs. Well, I've got the real story that happened here. It says the true story of the three little pigs. Everybody knows the story of the three little pigs, or at least they think they do. But I'll let you know a little secret. Nobody knows the real story of the three little pigs. Nobody has ever heard my side of the story. I'm the wolf, Alexander T. Wolf, but you can call me Al. I don't know how this whole big bad wolf thing got started, but it's all wrong. Maybe it's because of our diet. Hey, it's not my fault wolves eat cute animals like bunnies and sheep and pigs. It's just the way we are. If cheeseburgers were cute, folks would probably think that you were big bad wolves too. But as I was saying, the whole big bad wolf thing is absolutely wrong. The real story is about a sneeze and a cup of sugar. A sneeze and a cup of sugar? This is the real story. Way back in Once Upon a Time, I was making a birthday cake for my dear old granny, and I had a terrible sneezing cold, but I ran out of sugar. So I went next door to ask if I could borrow a cup of sugar. Now the guy next door was a pig. And he wasn't too bright either, because he had built his house out of straw. That's not very good for building houses. Can you believe it? I mean, who in his right mind would build a house of straw? So, of course, the minute I knocked on the door, I fell straight in. I didn't want to just walk into someone else's house, so I called, "Little pig, little pig, are you in?" But there was no answer. I was just about to go home without the cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. That's when my nose started to itch. I felt a sneeze coming on, so I huffed and I puffed and snuffed and achoo! I sneezed a great big sneeze. Great big sneeze to blow down the house. And you know what? The whole darn straw house fell down. And right in the middle of the pile of straw was the first little pig. Dead as a doornail. He had been home the whole time. Dear, you see right in the middle, the little pig, dead as a doornail. It seemed like a shame to leave a perfectly good ham dinner lying in there in the straw, so I ate him up. Think of it as a big cheeseburger just lying there. You would probably eat it too. I was feeling a little better, but I still didn't have a cup of sugar, so I went to the next house. The guy who lived there was the first little pig's brother. He was a little smarter, but not by much. He had built his house out of sticks. I rang the doorbell, ding dong, on the stick house, but Nobody answers. So I called, Mr. Pig, are you in? And he yelled back, go away, Wolf, you can't come in. I'm shaving the hairs on my chinny chin. I had just grabbed the doorknob when I felt another sneeze coming on. I huffed and I snuffed and I tried to cover my mouth, but achoo! A great sneeze. You're not going to believe it, but this guy's house fell down too. When the dust had cleared, there was the second little pig, dead as a doornail, Wolf's honour. Now, you know food will spoil if you leave it out open, so I did the only thing there was to do. I had dinner again. Think of it as a second helping. I was getting awfully full, but my cold was feeling a little better. And I still didn't have my cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake, so I went to the next house. This guy was the first and second pig's brother. He must have been the brains of the family because he built his house of bricks. I knocked on the brick door. No answer. So I called, Mr. Pig, are you in? And you know, the rude little porker answered, get out of here, Wolf. Wolf, don't bother me again. Talk about being impolite. He probably had a whole sack full of sugar. And he wouldn't give me even one little cup. My dear old sweet granny's birthday cake. For my dear old sweet granny's birthday cake, what a pig. I was just about to go home and maybe make a nice birthday card instead of a cake when I felt my cold coming on again. And I huffed and I snuffed and achoo! I sneezed once again. The third little pig yelled, and your old granny can sit on a pin. Oh, that wouldn't be very nice, would it? Sitting on a pin. Now, I'm usually pretty calm, but when somebody talks about my granny like that, I go a little crazy. Dear, you can see him going a little crazy. When the cops drove up, if you can tell me what cops are, that's another word for the police. When the police drove up, of course, I was trying to break down the pig's door, and the whole time I was huffing and puffing and sneezing and making a real big sneeze. The rest, as they say, is history. The news reporters found out about the two pigs I had for dinner. They figured a sick guy going to borrow a cup of sugar didn't sound very exciting, so they jazzed up the story with all that huff and puff and blow your house down, and they made a big bad wolf out of me. That's it. The real story. I was framed. And there he is, can you see? The big bad wolf, or just the wolf, is in prison. But maybe you could loan me a cup of sugar, he says. Oh dear, that big bad wolf. That's the real story of the three little pigs.